Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Tuesday, December 15, 2020. CNN report. Boko Haram claims to have kidnapped Nigerian schoolboys, in unverified audio message. A man claiming to be a leader of Boko Haram said the terror group was responsible for kidnapping scores of schoolboys in northwestern Nigeria on Friday. According to a short audio message shared with Nigerian media and reviewed by CNN, "I am Abubakar Shekau and our brothers are behind the kidnapping in Katsina," said the man in the recording. Shekau is the leader of one of Boko Haram's factions. CNN was unable to independently verify the authenticity of the message.
Fox report. Graduation parade held for fallen Dallas firefighter's daughter. Firefighters in Dallas held a special parade over the weekend for a recent college graduate whose father died in the line of duty almost 19 years ago. Breonna Davis Moore was only a few years old when her father, Vincent Davis, died while responding to a 6-alarm apartment building fire in Oak Cliff, a neighborhood in Dallas. Milton Williams, a retired firefighter and family friend, told Fox News.
CNN report. Attorney General William Barr resigns. Attorney General William Barr on Monday said he would resign next week, ending a tenure in which the President Donald Trump loyalist carried the administration's law and order message but ultimately dealt the most credible blow to Trump's unfounded claims that the 2020 election was littered with fraud. His departure was announced by the president on Twitter moments after counting in the Electoral College put President-elect Joe Biden over the 270 votes needed to formally secure the presidency.
CNN report. Anne Reinking, Broadway star who played Roxy Hart in Chicago, dies at 71. Anne Reinking, the Broadway star who played Roxy Hart in the musical Chicago, has died, her manager Lee Gross confirmed to CNN in an email late Monday. She was 71. Reinking died in her sleep in a Seattle hotel Saturday, her sister-in-law, Darla King, told the New York Times. The cause of death is not yet known, NYT reported. In a statement to Variety, the family mourned the loss of her beautiful soul.
BBC report. Coronavirus. France replaces lockdown with evening curfew. People will not be allowed out the house between 20 o'clock and 6 o'clock without an authorization form. Christmas Eve will be exempt, but the rule will stay in place for New Year's Eve. Bars and restaurants are to remain closed until at least the 20th of January. The number of people in France who have died from coronavirus infections rose by 790 on Tuesday to a total of 59,072. People in France are no longer required to print or download an official justification for leaving their homes during the day.
Deutsche Welle report. After COVID, EU will be stronger, says Spanish lawmaker. Spain's health minister said that the European bloc will emerge from the coronavirus pandemic as a stronger union. In comments to DW on Tuesday, the EU's vaccine strategy was an example of this, Salvador Illa told DW, adding, "This has been a success for Europe, a common policy to reach the advanced purchase agreements of a minimum of 7 vaccines and to distribute them in an equitable way among European citizens."
Fox report. U.S. Air Force base in Germany suffers missile scare after alert triggered false alarm. A U.S. Air Force base in Germany recently suffered a potential incoming missile scare after an alert about a launch in the European theater prompted loudspeaker warnings of an aerial attack and to seek cover before it was realized to be a training exercise, officials and reports say. The exact military event that triggered the alert to be sent to Ramstein Air Base in southwest Germany on Saturday remains unclear, but Russia's defense ministry did announce that one of its nuclear submarines successfully test-fired 4 intercontinental ballistic missiles that same day.
BBC report. Hungary bans same-sex couples from adopting children. The legislation put forward by Prime Minister Viktor Orban's right-wing government says only married couples can adopt, with some exceptions for single relatives of the child. Same-sex marriage is illegal in Hungary, but adoption has been possible if one partner applies on their own. One rights group called the new laws, "a dark day for human rights." Mr. Orban has made sweeping changes to the Hungarian constitution since coming to power in 2010.
BBC report. Dresden Green Vault. 4th suspect arrested over German diamond heist. Officials said 21-year-old Mohamed Remo was arrested in Berlin. He is the 4th suspect to be detained over last year's heist at Dresden's Green Vault Museum. The suspects are accused of stealing more than a dozen diamond-encrusted items. Officials said it was impossible to value the items, simply calling them priceless. Saxony's ruler, Augustus the Strong, created the collection in 1723 in what is one of the world's oldest museums.
CNN report. London returns to strict lockdown, following a sharp rise in coronavirus cases. London will return to a strict lockdown this week, after coronavirus cases soared in the British capital, UK Health Secretary Matt Hancock said Monday. Hancock said London will be moved from England's Tier 2, high alert, local restrictions to the very high, Tier 3 on Wednesday morning at 12:00 a.m., along with nearby areas in South and West Essex, and South Hertfordshire. Under the highest restriction level, all hospitality venues including pubs, cafes and restaurants will close except for takeout and delivery.
Fox report. Japan's serial Twitter killer sentenced to death. A Japanese court on Tuesday sentenced a man to death for killing and dismembering 9 people, most of whom had posted suicidal thoughts on social media, in a case that shocked the country. The Tachikawa branch of the Tokyo District Court found Takahiro Shiraishi, known as the Twitter killer, guilty of killing, dismembering and storing the bodies of the victims in his apartment in Zama, near Tokyo.
Deutsche Welle report. EU unveils landmark law curbing power of tech giants. The European Union unveiled landmark legislation on Tuesday that lays out strict rules for tech giants to do business in the bloc. The draft legislation, dubbed the Digital Services Act (DSA) and the Digital Markets Act (DMA), outlines specific regulations that seeks to limit the power of global internet firms on the European market. Companies including Google, Apple, Amazon, Facebook and others could face hefty penalties for violating the rules.
Deutsche Welle report. Coronavirus. Germany hopeful of earlier EU vaccine approval. The European Medicines Agency (EMA) is planning to approve the BioNTech and Pfizer vaccine on the 23rd of December, the Bild newspaper reported on Tuesday. German Health Minister Jens Spahn, speaking a joint press conference with Robert Koch Institute, said the report was good news. German Health Minister Jens Spahn, seen earlier this month, a spokeswoman for the EMA, confirmed that it would decide on the approval by the 29th of December at the latest.
Fox report. Teen arrested for murder of California woman fatally stabbed while hiking. A teenager was arrested in connection with the late November murder of a California woman who was stabbed to death while hiking along a San Diego area trail, police recently announced. The 17-year-old, whose age prevented authorities from releasing his name, was arrested Monday for the murder of Lisa Thorberg, a 68-year-old Carlsbad woman, local police officials announced in a press release. Thorberg is believed to have been jogging or walking along a hiking trail within Hosp Grove Park when she was stabbed on the morning of November.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. Recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.